Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of our podcast, where today we turn our attention to a rapidly unfolding and deeply concerning situation in the Middle East. The United States and Israel have embarked on a large scale military campaign against Iran, now in its fourth day, marked by intensified airstrikes targeting key Iranian sites. This conflict, already drawing in over a dozen nations through proxy actions, stands as one of the most significant military confrontations in the region in decades, with potential implications that could reshape global geopolitics. At the heart of this escalation are long-standing tensions over Iran's nuclear ambitions, its ballistic missile development, and its support for militant groups that threaten U.S. and Israeli interests. The immediate trigger for this military campaign appears to be efforts by the US and Israel to dismantle Iran's missile capabilities and its naval assets, with the broader goal, as articulated by President Trump, being to topple Iran's leadership and incite internal uprisings. However, early reports suggest that these objectives have not been fully realized. Iran's robust counteroffensive has effectively disrupted US and Israeli plans, prolonging the conflict and deepening the crisis. Iran's response has been fierce and multifaceted. In retaliation, Iranian forces have launched drone strikes on U.S. assets in the Gulf region, including the American embassy in Riyadh. Attacks have also targeted vital oil refineries in Saudi Arabia and Qatar, significantly affecting global energy supplies and driving oil prices to surge. Additionally, Iranian proxies such as Hezbollah have expanded their attacks on Israeli positions from Lebanon, prompting Israel to respond with strikes on southern Lebanon and Beirut, leading to civilian casualties and further escalating tensions. The ramifications of this conflict extend far beyond the immediate region. We are witnessing a disruption in the global energy market as major Gulf oil facilities have been shut down, throwing the supply chain into disarray and causing oil prices to skyrocket. This has precipitated a broader economic impact, with stock markets plunging and air travel grinding to a halt, resulting in thousands of flights being cancelled and passengers stranded across the region. The suspension of airline operations over the Middle East underscores the broader economic uncertainty that looms as nations scramble to manage the fallout. From a geopolitical perspective, this conflict highlights the complexities of international alliances and the shifting dynamics of global power. Russia, positioning itself as a potential mediator, is poised to benefit from the oil supply disruptions, while China has called for dialogue amid its own internal challenges and ongoing trade talks with the US. The involvement of other nations, such as the UK's deployment of a warship in response to strikes on an RAF base in Cyprus, further complicates the international landscape. Meanwhile, President Trump has expressed frustration with allies like Spain, which has denied US access to its bases, hinting at emerging trade frictions tied to the conflict. Domestically within Iran, the conflict presents both challenges and opportunities for the regime. Heavy strikes on Iranian cities and infrastructure could either suppress or ignite popular unrest. However, Tehran's resilience and capacity for retaliation suggest that a quick victory for US and Israeli forces is unlikely. The stakes are therefore high, not only for the Middle East but for the broader international community. A prolonged war risks exacerbating regional instability, potentially drawing in more nations and heightening the chance of direct clashes between superpowers' proxies. In the United States, the implications of this military campaign are multifaceted. While success in Iran could deter nuclear proliferation and strengthen U.S. strategic interests, failure might strain alliances and impact military readiness, diverting resources from other critical priorities, such as Asia. The domestic political landscape could also be affected, as the economic consequences of sustained high oil prices and potential inflation become more pronounced. As we close this discussion, it is crucial to recognize the broader significance of this conflict. It is a stark reminder of the fragile balance of power in the Middle East and the profound ripple effects that regional conflicts can have on global stability. The trajectory of this war will likely define security, economic stability, and diplomatic relations for months, if not years, to come. As always, we remain committed to keeping you informed with in-depth analysis and thoughtful commentary on these critical global issues. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for our next episode where we will continue to explore the evolving challenges and opportunities shaping our world today.